Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Territorialio, and today we are going to be taking on impossible bots again, but this time we are making things a bit harder. So you might not notice here, but all these bots have twice as many troops as normal. You've seen my tutorial on how to defeat impossible bots, so I decided to up the challenge and basically give them twice as many troops. For this game, in terms of where I'm going to start, it's already pretty clear. Indonesia is going to be my go-to spawn, so let's jump on in. Effectively, I want to spawn in Indonesia because impossible bots, how they work is they always target the person who has the lowest troops. And what I've seen too is I even think there's some better boating logic that even if they have targets next to them, sometimes they actually go and pivot and seek out other people. I'm not totally sure if the impossible bots actually can pivot once they've started attacking someone. Every once in a while, they do send out boats, and I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. But outside of that, my understanding is that generally speaking, the bots pick a target and they go from there. So because of my Indonesia start, I am getting off to basically a really good position, and I'm gonna take out that boat. But part of the challenge is I'm still way behind. So you can see this bot Liao Dynasty right here, who's just been chilling. Effectively, if they attack me right now, I'm kind of doomed, because I just can't do anything. They have more troops. I think they're efficient enough that they would probably win. So I'm gonna have to pivot to some other parts of the map. So first off, we're gonna block that. We're going to head down here to Australia is kind of how I'm thinking about this play. So I'm not gonna be taking well, maybe I will take some of these islands up here, I think in the Philippines. Let's just block that really quick. And we're gonna need to be smart with prioritizing our target. Because the rule in impossible bots, if you've seen some of my other tutorials, is basically you just don't want to corner anyone. If you give a bot only one or two options and you're not thinking through who's on the other side of this border, right? That can be a significant issue. So for this game, I think I'm gonna go into Australia. I actually think I might pivot and go Papua New Guinea first, just because I think these two bots are kind of fighting each other and they might cancel each other out otherwise. So I think I might be able to get a good W here. In kind of ideal circumstances, I think I'm basically taking some bites out of both bots at similar periods of time. And we do see a boat right here that we do not want to deal with. I don't know if the bot would attack me, but I'd rather not take that risk. So as you can see, different from my other tutorials, I'm already way behind. I'm in 20th place. It doesn't look like I have a snowball. I did not get the best pocket because I had to spawn on an island. Really, if I didn't spawn on an island, I probably would have been dead within 30 seconds because the bots would have just attacked me and that would have been it. So we're gonna go for this, and we need to start calculating here with Zhou Dynasty. Basically, who are they gonna take out? Because we want to win our zone, and we might even start thinking about next steps of the game too at this point. Then again, there are so many boats on the map that part of the issue is that even if we try to boat basically Antarctica to try to get some basically lower key zones, we still might run into issues with basically someone just taking us out. So we're gonna knock that out. And in terms of what we're gonna do, we're gonna make sure that Australia basically ends up with 3 people, and then we're going to go for Zhou Dynasty as they're attacking the lowest troop bot. And I think I'm just checking to make sure we're going to be ahead of Zhou Dynasty. Because where they are, so they actually have, I'm not sure. So we're actually just gonna start now just to be safe. So even though we have basically lower troop targets, we're gonna be going here because we want to take this out and basically consolidate Australia before going on to next stages of the game. In terms of the rest of the map, we already see some people getting ahead. It looks, I'm not totally sure. I think we're in the kind of margin that we might be able to smart play this game. And I'm gonna start going down to Antarctica because in games like this, I do really think also I'm gonna probably boat this guy just because I don't wanna cut off this border down here. And in terms of where our boat is, that's not our boat, this is our boat. We want to send that down here. It looks like North Sea Empire has also boated Antarctica, which Is that good? Is that bad? Not sure. Not sure it makes a difference. So in terms of how I want to play this long term, I think I'm going to try to win certain parts of the map that effectively I have supremacy in that from there, I can effectively basically use some of my ability to do boat defense to compensate for the low positioning I have and the lower number of troops. So Australia should be going down pretty soon. One of the things I do want to be conscious of is basically the balance between North Sea Empire and Zhou Dynasty. That ideally, I just want them both fighting each other right here rather than attacking me, because that's going to be a little more efficient. So I think we knocked down North Sea Empire enough that we can go back for Zhou Dynasty. And in terms of next prospects, we did get our boat here in French Southern and Antarctic lands, and we're going to head this way. I think the Hanseatic League is going to potentially be a problem, and we might actually need to go for them first. So because they are going to be attacking this guy with a German or Austrianish looking name, I think we're going to have to boat them right after North Sea Empire gets taken out. And we do see a boat coming from Liao Dynasty. That's not that big of a deal. Liao Dynasty is basically out of the game. Okay, so we're sitting in 10th place. It's still a little iffy, all this stuff. And I think we really do need to go for Hanseatic League right after we clear Australia. So that's good. And my basically plan is that if I get Antarctica, I think that can give me a route in this game. And I'm actually going to try to boat up here to Madagascar in a second, and we're going to start sending some boats to other parts of the map, just trying to prep for what's going to happen. So we do have this boat down here. We're not going to take out this guy right here, just because they're basically a punching bag for me. It's going to be more efficient if I'm always attacking this guy and he's not pushing back, rather than taking out this low density and then having to fight this guy. So in terms of how the game's shaping up, we don't see like clear domination from one individual just yet. So that is all right, and our game plan is clear Antarctica. If this Bani Khalid Emirate is still available, I think we are going to take them, and we see another boat from Liao Dynasty. We do need to be conscious of the boat attacks, because I think this Lan Shang guy, that could be a potential risk, and it looks like Zira Dynasty is doing pretty well. And part of my sense is if that someone gets Asia and Africa, like if they start getting close, we probably need to help out just because of how things are looking. Because how impossible bots work, it's kind of a consolidation thing, because once you get ahead, you're going to stay ahead. That's why my tutorial is basically like, get the biggest pocket, get the most troops, and then no one should attack you and you should slowly win. But with not being ahead, things are definitely different. So we're gonna actually start pivoting to this guy right here, using our boat that we put out, and our other boat is heading this way. So we got to start thinking about next steps. After that, this Zira Dynasty is looking really dangerous. And I think we got this part of Antarctica, so that is good for us. And we're probably just going to boat this. Yep, because they disappeared. That's all good on that front. And let's take out this. All right, so we're going to take out this last part of Antarctica. And from there, I think we might need to start going for Crown, because we're only in 4th place. We're going to take out this too, just try to clean up some of this other stuff. We're taking out this. We're probably going to run boat defense with Kingdom of Poland and hope that they go in another direction. Actually, I don't think that's Kingdom of Poland. That's too small of a boat to be Kingdom of Poland. Oh, and we got boated there. That is good that we did not get attacked. My thought is that I think I have to attack here. I think if Zira Dynasty basically gets Asia, I think it might be over. And hopefully they don't pivot. Like, that is my hope. So we sent out a big attack. Oh, they pivot. They pivot. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting because they're going to go for basically whoever has the lowest troops. I didn't realize they pivot. So this is not going to be a simple game. This is going to be complicated because we have to delay Zirid. Zirid has to be delayed. And are these boats coming out? So it's 500K. That actually looks like a kind of nightmare scenario. So, all right. So we're gonna push through there. We put in 3 mil at that point, and we might even just leave these boats out because of like the boat spam from this dude. Yeah, so we need to do that and basically send out another boat, and we cannot be allowing anything to get in here. And Izid, basically, how are they doing is kind of my question. We want to get Kingdom of Poland basically going on another front. And we see so many boats from Kingdom of Poland. This is going to be freaking boat defense. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's chill out. And we also need to help on that front, because part of the issue is that we can't just allow this guy to run away with the game. And we're going to have to start using some advanced strategies of basically banking troops outside of our borders to have a shot. So we do see 2 more boats coming in this way, and oh my God, I don't think this guy can actually pivot. Is that not weird that the guy cannot pivot? So I think we got a stall in Asia, and we're just basically taking out all these boats, and I'm gonna leave them out because I think I'm going to need basically these troops to have a shot this game. And we need to take that out here, because we cannot be allowing basically this. So this is almost like preposterous. Yeah, we can't allow that, and we need to take that out. And how many boats is this thing like even sending? It's sending like so many freaking boats. It's honestly like ridiculous. Like they're gonna run out of freaking troops. Like this is not gonna work. So I think we're going to actually, you know what? This is probably what you have to do. You just have to boat defense for long enough to basically get something like this going in the game. And I think just given the circumstances, we're gonna send another boat up here. So we've just been boat defending, and this guy's now winning, so we need to actually sink some troops on that front and take this out, because we just had that there. Let's take that. Okay, so I think basically one of the problems with how these bots work is that they will drain themselves with boats. So that is potentially how you can win this game. And I think because Poland basically just crazily sent all these boats, and Sardinia only has one option here, that I think we actually should be good on that front. So that is potentially one strategy that you can employ, that I think that made sense. That effectively, we bought time here. It's still not over though, because we need to actually hit this a little bit. And I think though, because we have more troops than Kingdom of Sardinia, we should actually start be able to hit Zirid Dynasty without basically worrying about being pushed back. And we've gotten all of North America, so that's actually pretty good. I wasn't sure how difficult that was gonna be, but that actually is a challenge. So anyways, I think from here, I've got Crown, and basically because of the Impossible Bots logic and this Poland person basically sending out infinite boats and losing all of their advantage, we should probably be good. So anyways, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to see me try 3 times as many troops, let me know in the comments. I think I'm gonna give it a go and see if it's possible. I think it might be, just given that I wasn't completely efficient this game. It might be really, really, really tough though. But we gotta keep upping the difficulty on Impossible Bots. We can't just leave things where they are. And given I have twice as many troops, I can probably just push everyone down, and that should be good. So GG's.